How's it going, everyone? Ambrose here, and welcome to what is probably my first video for my channel. That's not a live stream related or even clips or whatever it is. This is my first legit video, and I honestly couldn't do him even more justice than talking about the new Sonic 3 official movie trailer. Now, I unfortunately already saw it, so the shock factor is is already shot, but I still have to talk about it because there are just certain things in this trailer that I found perfect in many ways and that I need to debate, I need to talk about it, I need to get my opinions out there one way or another. And this is the best way to do it. So we're going to go through it and then we're just going to we'll pause it. We'll pause the video, just keep on going from there. And let's just get this started here.
Sonic, you finally found your family.
Try to keep up.
Yep, it's another phrase of
Wasn't always
his.
been easy. But you didn't change who you are in here.
Yeah, in my lungs.
Or your heart.
Subtle SpongeBob reference. In my heart, actually in your arteries. Of course, Paramount, Nickelodeon, kind of makes sense for the slight little reference there. It's fine. Yep. I love it how the animators for Sonic, especially not only in this movie but like in the 3 other movies, they portrayed like his tricks that he does in the games. Every time where he's jumping in the air, when he's doing like that, like it's a fantastic scene that I love.
There's been a high level
What is that? G Fresh Donuts? Oh, I thought that said fucking Green Hills, but it's not.
security breach.
He
We need
He
Team
looks
Sonic's
fantastic.
immediate assistance. Project Shadow is far beyond anything
Oh my
we've ever
God.
encountered.
He looks fantastic. Like, he just... Oh my God. I don't even know what to say about this design. It's like, it's a grasp on Sonic and then just portrayed in Shadow. And another thing too, when Shadow was first introduced, they apparently confused him with Sonic. Sure, don't get me wrong, like in the very beginning, in around when SA2 was being released, everybody was saying, oh, Shadow is just a reskinned Sonic, which is true. But now in this continuity for this movie in itself, they already knew who Shadow was. They're already telling you who Shadow is, just to get it out of the way so that there's no confusion like it was back, I want to say, I forgot when SA2 was released, back in 2002, 2004. But I'm glad that this just right off the bat, this is Shadow. Here he is.
Shadow's story began a lot like your Sonic.
Of course, the the consistent memes of wanting to see this child die. It's it's so fucked. I hate people so much. It's like this is Maria Robotnik. Spoiler warning. But oh my goodness. But it's like I just love how the internet was like, I can't wait to see a child die.
But where you found family and friends, Shadow found only pain and loss.
Yeah, I love how this inner dialogue about Shadow to be like, oh, like Sonic, like Shadow is very similar to you, Sonic, but where you found family and love, he found desperation and loss. I love that. I love it how it's just a full out, like, because that's basically what it was for Shadow. Like in SA2, he apparently portrayed as to what Maria's final wish for Shadow to do in the world. He portrayed it as to seek revenge against humanity and all that crap, And it was lost because both Shadow and Maria are close friends. They were very close to each other. And seeing that in the trailer, we already get that. It's great because we all know this. Everybody knows this. It's beaten to a dead horse. The Sonic the Hedgehog franchise of movies is not portrayed as fan service like Five Nights at Freddy's was last year. The difference, Five Nights at Freddy's was meant to be for the fans. It was dedicated for it. It was meant for it. And people who are dedicated fans understood that and loved the film because of it. Sure, it may have had its problems, but it was dedicated for it and it showed praise. Unlike the critics and all that who had no idea who a Freddy was, decided to tank and bomb the fucking movie in terms of reviews because they didn't understand. And that's the case. Instead of taking it to be like, oh, like, maybe this was actually initially for the fans and all that, they decided to be like, nah, you know what, this movie tanked, this movie shit, it's not going anywhere, blah, 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 blah. Once again, Five Nights has its flaws. Unlike the Sonic franchise here, 1, 2, the Knuckles spin-off, which I don't want to talk about, and 3 now, it's an introduction to new fans and also a cater and love to old fans, especially this movie. This movie is going to be catered to those who played SA2, SA1, Heroes, a little bit of Heroes, but in that era, which is myself, you know, going on 26 to 27 next year, and people even before that, you know, who grew up like in the late 90s. You know, these are people who are going to watch this movie, of course, not only families and kids, but the actual Sonic fans who are running close to around like 30 to 30, like 25, 30, 35 years old. You know, and they're still fresh and love this franchise, which is what I'm going to love about it. You know, and that's great. And having this type sort of backstory already in the trailer to engage to those who don't understand much about Sonic's lore is great. It was very simplified. It was very straightforward to what it was going for. And I liked it. I liked it a lot how they did that.
All right, we got a rogue alien on the loose. How do we find it?
Start with the giant fireball?
I love it. Let's start with a giant fireball.
He is much more impressive.
He needs a gun in this shot. If there's no gun in this shot, I will hate everything. Because how do you go up with Shadow stepping up in a flaming background, but it's probably like a fallen sign or a car, and you cut to this scene, chest up, showing his face and not cocking a gun? If there's no gun, I am going to be disappointed. But whatever, it's fine. It's a badass shot.
Impressive than the hedgehog I fought previously.
Dude, I'm standing right here.
You're a colorful bunch.
Oh my god. Okay.
I fought previously.
Dude, I'm standing right here.
Honestly, Ben Schwartz developed so much as Sonic. Let's talk about how some lines here. We're gonna get to another line later on in the trailer that I really grew on Ben Schwartz's Sonic. He's still not my favorite by a long shot, but it's like there's some delivery lines that he's done performance-wise that are fantastic. This line here is fucking great. The one we're gonna see later on that I'll point out is also great. He developed so much for this character, and I loved it. But we got to talk about this.
You're a colorful bunch.
Fucking Keanu Reeves as Shadow is something that I already knew was going to be gold, but I did not think it would be platinum. This fucking voice. Oh my god. Like, there's nothing else to say, man. Every time, this is the 4th time I'm watching this trailer. Every fucking time I listen to this man speak as Shadow, it just...
We don't want to fight you.
Actually, Sonic, I would like to fight.
No, no!
Of course. Oh, man.
My turn.
Nope.
Can we just talk about this?
Do I need to say anything?
He's too powerful.
Love the kick.
I can't believe I'm saying this, but we need you-know-who.
This is a bad idea.
When has that ever stopped me?
That line. When has dad ever stopped me? That line right there. Fantastic performance by Ben Schwartz. Love the delivery of that line. And I can't wait for more other serious, like, deep tone voices for Sonic. Because we all know Sonic. Sonic is always the laid back character. But when he gets serious, Ben Schwartz can deliver. And I love that. The fat suit. Come on. I love it how they brought this.
Doctor,
We have visitors.
this is sad, Robotnik. Even for you.
We need your help.
On one condition.
Do this!
If I can't rule the world, I might as well save it.
I need room.
But, sir, I don't have the proper materials.
Found some.
Jim Carrey coming back has confirmed to be his final performance. Is man, you can't deny anything anymore. This man can always deliver. He will always deliver and continue to deliver. But man, like, hold on, let's, like, the team up. Honestly, Knuckles' face here is fantastic, but like this is such a different approach now. Like, in SA2, Robotnik was the one that freed Shadow from his containment breach. Shadow never broke out. And now we're getting a subtle team up. I say subtle because that's going to be at the big climax at the end of the trailer, because holy fuck. But seeing them team up now is kind of expected, especially after 2 films in. So this is kind of Paramount and Sonic Team doing their own spin of making this Sonic, like, this what they call it? They call it the Sonic Cinematic Universe, as they wanted to do it. Like, they're taking their own time and doing things, but they're putting a little different spin on it. You know, I can't say much about this because yes, there was a team up with the Sonic Team and Eggman at the end of SA2, but it wasn't to this caliber to stop Shadow. It was more to stop the Bio-Lizard from crashing into the Earth, essentially, in the game. But, like, I don't have much to say about this in particular, of this subtle team up entirely with Robotnik. And also, him growing out hair is such a nice touch too, because we've never seen in any iteration of Robotnik with hair. So it's a great little spin on it. I like it.
I need room.
Because once again, it's like them doing their own thing, but they're not. But it's a subtle thing that they're doing. You know, they're not cutting it loose ties or loose ends. You know, but once again, I'm just saying that now because of what we see. Until we get to December, it's going to be a whole different story.
But, sir, I don't have the proper materials.
Found some.
When we're done, there won't be anything left.
No cheat code.
Okay, him and the bike. It's obvious. The music playing in the background. That subtle live and learn. Live and learn needs to. I'm actually like, no. Live and learn needs to be in the trailer, in the end credits. If it's not, I'm gonna flip out. I don't like it. Can play subtle moments throughout the movie. Like, it sucks that we're not getting any other Crush 40 songs in this movie. I'm already happy with Live and Learn, but fuck, man, imagine opening the movie to Open Your Heart or Into the City. You know, where, like, imagine opening the movie and then Sonic's just cruising around. He's just running around. And then you hear in the background, like an instrumental version of Into the City. Rolling around at the speed of sound. Like, just like that, like in an instrumental type of way. That would be fantastic. But Live and Learn, I'm so glad that they got the green light for that. Oh, I'm so happy.
When we're done, there won't be anything left.
Hey, no cheat code.
What?
Going back there.
Hey, no cheat code.
Hold on. They got chows! They got actual chows right here! Oh my god, it's so great! They actually brought in chows, man. That's awesome. I love that. And I like how they're mascots and all that shit too, like at a Japanese restaurant. Oh, I love that so much. Cause how are you gonna implement chows in like? Cause they're actual like alien creatures that they can take care of. I love it how they made them like it's a little like Japanese mascots. Oh, that's great.
What did you do?
What I had to.
What did you do?
What I had to.
Of course. I need this as a print. That's going straight up onto my wall. This fucking Akira slide.
Welcome home, my boy.
Welcome home, my boy. Fucking Gerald Robotnik.
It's impossible.
Is it?
It couldn't be.
Couldn't it?
I am.
Are you? In the saggy flesh.
In the saggy flesh. Papa. They should have done a Snapcube reference. I really hope it's a Snapcube reference. I really hope that the Papa is just for the trailer. I hope that they do a Snapcube reference. We're just be like, Daddy? Like, exactly in... Oh, man. But this right here... This is crazy. So, in this continuity, Gerald Robotnik is Eggman's father. Which, okay. In the games, Gerald Robotnik is Robotnik's grandfather. Now, what's gonna be confusing is who is Maria? Because Maria is Eggman's cousin. In this iteration of Maria, we don't know much about her. Hopefully in the movie we'll get that. Like, I'm not mad at this. Once again, I'm not mad at this because it's a series where they're doing their own thing, putting their own spin on certain things. Maybe they might even fix it. Maybe even have Gerald as Robotnik's father would be a good thing or not. But it's something that, like, confirmed wise by SEGA never happened before. And they're taking, once again, a whole different spin. I like that in a way. And I'm excited to see what they're going to go with it. Because this is different.
It couldn't be.
Couldn't it?
I am.
Are you?
Once again, I need the Daddy. I need that.
In the saggy flesh.
December 2024. Like, I just can't wait. Like, I can't wait for this film. Honestly, like, this trailer put up so much ambition into this project. Like, this is huge for Paramount. This is huge for SEGA. This is huge for them. Especially this whole thing of being, you know, the fearless year of Shadow, you know, representing him itself. We're going to get basically a new / re-release of Sonic Generations. One of Sonic's best games by far. And now we're getting the film itself with Keanu Reeves as Shadow. This, as a Sonic fan, is fantastic to me. You know, and I can't wait for this movie. I really hope, I really hope they do a very good job, because the first one was all right. You know, it was a great introduction to new fans, you know, to kids and all that. It's a great introduction area. The second film with the introduction of Tails and Knuckles was also great. It was a lot better than the first one. It's great. There was a lot more fan service for the second movie. Not enough, but there was not a whole lot, but there was just enough for the fans. This movie, Sonic 3, Shadow is a cult classic fan favorite. You need to do a little bit more fan service than anything else if you want Sonic and Shadow to collide. Sure, in the games they don't butt heads as much. In the TV shows they do here and there. But the fans themselves make these two characters butt heads like nothing else. And in this movie, I'm glad that what we got in for the trailer, that's going to happen a lot. They are going to butt heads with each other frequently. It is going to happen, which is fantastic and great in its own right, because, you know, we always wanted to see that interaction. We never got that much of that type of interaction. We're actually finally going to get that interaction. And once again, man, I can't wait. This movie, this trailer, Paramount hyped it, man. They didn't spoil much at all. Maybe a little bit of the whole, you know, tragic death scene and all that crap. But if you're a first-time fan, you're going to be like, oh, like, that's interesting. You know, that's, like, I wonder what exactly is with Shadow's past. When you're a Sonic fan like me, you already know this type of stuff. You already know it. But what's curious about us is, once again, this whole new spin on takes. You know, the early team up with Eggman and Sonic Team to see how they're going to stop Shadow. You know, Robotnik actually meeting his grandfather, actually meeting, you know, Gerald Robotnik now, which apparently is his father. What spin they're going to take? Who's Maria in this continuity? You know, what is going to happen? Because we know this story. We know how this shit goes. And especially, you know, being in for SA2. This shit was also portrayed in Sonic X. Not very well, but it was portrayed in Sonic X. You know? And, like, what can they do? Now at this point, it's just to it's just to pray, to be like, hope this movie is still faithful to its source material. And, of course, able to captivate everybody. Because what I think it's hard about making a video game movie is not only you get the core essence of that game right, because video games are another form of media, of storytelling. You know, they're basically what Kojima does. They're interactive video games. Kojima does it best. Death Stranding, Metal Gear Solid. He knows it best because he basically wanted to be a film director. So he knows his best. But in general, video games are what? They're basically, you know, playable movies, playable media. So if you're going to make a movie portraying off of that, it's tough. You know, for example, Borderlands. I never saw it. No, it was terrible because there wasn't anything there. It just was nothing. It was bland. You know, because they didn't go faithful with the source material. They had a B-star cast. There wasn't any faith put into it. You know? The Mario movie, for example, that shit was out of the blue in terms of anybody's radar and idea. Because how are you gonna make a Mario? How are you gonna make a movie of a Mario game? Did it what they did. One of the top best animated movies of all time, and they did it very, very well. Sonic 1 and Sonic 2. Sonic 1 especially. That movie in particular was very, very, like, how is this gonna happen? How are they gonna do? How? You know, like, there was a lot of questions running around. The movie turned out really good. It was a hit. It was a hit success. Then the second movie came out, even better. You know, Five Nights a couple years ago. That one was strictly fan service. And not only that, but that shit was confirmed, like, since 2016 in Warner Brothers that we're going to take care of it. And we only got the movie with Blumhouse in 2023. It's crazy because you don't want to mess up. You don't want to fuck up certain things about a certain video game franchise that people love. You have to maintain to the source material. If you want to put a spin on it, cool, but do your research first. Do your research, check in with the other people to see what they can do. And I really hope that this idea with, you know, Robotnik and Gerald Robotnik being father and son is huge. That will most likely enter in the case of Sonic 4, you know, for that movie, you know, eventually when we get to there. And most likely up to there we get to time travel so we can get to my boy Silver. But I don't know. Maybe we get an introduction of Amy. Maybe Amy would be in a post-credit scene. You don't know. I mean, Tails was able to climb out the portal to try to find Sonic in a way. you know, man, why not introduce that? But overall, man, I am just genuinely excited for this movie. I can't wait for it to see what they do with it, how they're gonna introduce with everything. And I need Shadow to hold a gun. Shadow needs to hold a gun. I'm sorry, PG, but Shadow needs to hold a gun. If Shadow can say damn in his game, we can get a gun in the movie. We can get one damn. Can we do that, Paramount, please? Is there one damn by Keanu Reeves' Shadow? Does he hold a gun? I mean, we got the motorcycle, don't get me wrong. It's a speed bike, which I don't like. Should have been a Harley. Should have been a Harley, but, you know, beggars can't be choosers. But, man, this is just going to be like... I can't wait for this. I really can't wait. So, yeah. I don't know how to end these. This is my first video. I don't know how to end it. But regardless of it, you know, I really want to hear you guys' opinions. Drop your comments down below. Let's get a discussion going on, and hopefully, you know, what your expectations are for the movie will be the same as mine, or what you guys are expecting for everything like that. But regardless of it, thank you guys so much for watching. I really can't wait to start making new ones of these. You know, you got to start somewhere, but, you know, I can't wait for this to continue. Stay clean, stay lean. Beijo na teta esquerda. I love you all. See you guys next video, or see you guys next stream. You never know. Have a good one, guys.